Well, welcome back to another episode of Campfire Convos. We got part 2 of our episode with Bryce. Before we get into that, again, we are sitting around the solo stove. It is far because it is hot. We are sitting on some Cliq Chairs, classic 2.0s. We're gonna drink some more Brew Bank Andy Shandy, but we're gonna drink it out of our glasses here because I don't have beer glasses yet. And we got this big son of a bitch. So that's gonna be done before we're done. And then to end the day, we're gonna drink some more Elijah Craig small batch for our toast at the end. So you have to stick around to see what we toast to. I think you might like this toast. Just saying. But if you'd like links to any of this stuff, well, you can't buy this stuff online yet, but you can buy the chairs, you can buy the solo stove, use the link down below. I would appreciate it.
Go to Ridgeway anyway for the beer. Great little town.
Definitely go to Ridgeway, check it out. Bryce's first experience with Andy Shandy was last episode, and what do you have? One word.
That was perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect. Okay.
I genuinely mean that. Like, you get the good beer flavor, you get a little bit of blueberry, which I hate blueberry beers, but goddamn was that good.
Yes. I couldn't not agree more. It is, like, blueberry is one of those things, like, if it's not done well, it's not done well at all. But it's good. If you go there, you actually get it served with a couple of blueberries. So do that. Before we get into today's episode, I do also want to thank our Campfire wood sponsors for today. Also, Taylor, John, and Noel, thank you so much for your wood. We will be putting it on at some point throughout the day, and I will call you back out again. But it's, again, hot, so we're keeping it a little further away, and we're not going to keep it as large. So just in case you're listening now, but not then, but you should be listening then, and also now, things. Wood, thank you for
You're really good at this.
In this. I try, you know. I'm doing my best, okay? I was worried to give them a call out, and now you're over here criticizing me, and I don't.
You know, Taylor, Noel, and whoever the third person was, he likes my wood better. I give it to him better.
That's my cousin, her husband, and new daughter.
Nice to meet you.
Well, Aunt Kathy, I'm sorry about that one. Anyways.
You know, if you stay on the episode long enough, Carla might get up scared of me.
I feel like they might be down there already. We don't know. All right. This is supposed to be a serious episode, damn it. What was that?
I said my mom also watched.
Hi, Carla's mom.
Oh, Jesus. Okay. So let's fill up these glasses with some beer and then get to bullshitting.
Let's do it.
Maybe. Oh, she foamy. All right, these are going to be little glasses because, well, that
was a pretty good bore.
Thank you.
I did not expect that. Great head, dude. You have great head.
Thanks. I try. You know, there's a lot of
beer head, you fucking pervert.
I was going to say, a lot of double entendres in this episode in the first 37 seconds.
Dude, I was scared of these chairs. These chairs are kick-ass. I haven't broke or fell or nothing.
Cliq Chairs. Bryce likes your chair. Just saying. Shameless plug.
I camp too.
Yeah.
I just don't do social media.
Yeah. So, I think you have to buy one at that point. But
I know.
Yeah, unfortunate.
I know.
Do social media. We'll get you set up.
I'm not entertaining.
I would disagree. I feel like you could be. But, all right, let's give a little toasty poo to these glasses.
All right, we're going to do the ting, 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 because I fucked it up 3 times now. All right, hold on. Let me get a good grip.
All right.
You get a fucking leaf in mine.
Yeah, I was trying to get you extra protein. You look like you work out.
Yeah, I need that. Cheers.
Oh, you're all wet. We have that effect.
It's a little blue. That's cute. I didn't notice that before. It's a little bit blue.
You mean you couldn't tell from the can?
That's a very good point.
Anyways, okay, let's get into the episode. Actually, after 7 minutes of bullshit, as promised, we're going to try to be a little more serious in this episode, which is not great based off of the start, but a little more deeper conversation and a little more life advice in this one, I think.
I'd love to go deeper with you.
I might have to delete this episode. I don't know yet. We'll stay tuned. We'll see. If you're seeing this, the rest of the episode must be really fucking good to keep it going. Anyways. Okay, so let's start with. Oh, how I can't say it that way. How in depth do you want to start? You want to go like full send, like
Balls deep.
balls deep? Okay. What is one thing that you really regret in life, and how would you change it? This is a full change up from the last 3 minutes you've been listening to, for the record. So,
I'm gonna take one out of your dad's playbook from last week.
okay,
I don't regret a fucking thing.
okay,
The good, the bad, the ugly. I want it all. It made me who I am today. I'm happy with who I am. I'm in a good situation in my life. I have no complaints. I mean, like, honest to God, if you held a gun to my head, maybe like, hey, decide on what you want to do earlier in life. But like, I mean, as far as regrets go, that's cake.
yeah,
You know what I mean? I'm not. I'll take all the bad every time again. I learned a lot. I mean, I think everyone should live their life that way.
Mm-hmm.
Don't regret the bad shit, dude. Just makes you tougher, makes you stronger.
yeah. Oh, I agree with that fully. I think, and I don't know how much you'll feel comfortable getting into it, but I know we both had our share of struggles with different things in life, whether it be relationships or family stuff or whatever it might be.
Yeah.
And some battles that I know looking back on that we've had, but in the moment I don't know that either of us knew the extent of how bad it might have been for the other person. So is there a situation in time where, you know, you might have been going through it where you don't think that we were as connected on something that...
No, not at all. I'm not afraid to share anything. If you ask me, I may not bring it up initially, but it doesn't mean I won't talk to you about it. But also, too, something that like the audience needs to understand about Mitch and I's relationship. I'm not a good friend. At the end of the day, I'm not. I'm aware of that. I try. But I'm just not. I don't reach out as much as I should. I don't come around as much as I should, obviously. I tried my best. But at the end of the day, and I hope you feel the same way. I know, without getting into too deep, because who the fuck cares, but what was it, 2 years ago, a couple years ago, I went through some shit. First person I reached out to was Mitchell, and he really helped me through that. I wouldn't be as happy as I am today, as put together as I am today, without him. And it was kind of one of those things where I wasn't the best friend in the world to him, and I kind of was just like, hey man, I need some help. And there was no questions asked. It was, all right, let's get you better, dude. Come on, let's go. And I really appreciate that. And I've always been 100% honest with you through everything, and you know everything. There's no secrets. So I just want to thank you.
Absolutely, man. I can't... I mean, give me goosebumps. Going from sex talk to fucking cheesy talk is throwing me off. Now, first off, you're very welcome. I think you're an awesome dude. I think you deserve the friendship that I've been able to give you. I also don't think that I've been the best friend at some time or at some points. I
want to stop you right there. You've been everything I've asked you to be.
Yeah.
I know it's me.
I appreciate that. I think going forward, I would like to see us communicate a little better, talk, hang out.
Absolutely.
I think we've fallen into the life trap where it's, we got our own shit going on, but every time we get together, it's this. We sit around, we talk. I mean, it might not be around a campfire every time, but we sit around and we talk about life and
around a fucking beer.
There's a lot of beer involved, but we can also get away from that too, though. Like, I think we have the friendship. It's not like we're sitting here getting hammered. Like, we're sitting here, we're drinking on some beer because that's what is acceptable for two guys to do, and
that's cool to
hang
do.
out. Yeah, we're cool kids. But I honestly think we could go fucking do anything. We could go sit in a boat and fish. We could go walk the woods. We could go hike. We could literally do anything and bullshit without any outside assistance. Like, it's not like we need the beer to loosen up and talk to each other or to have those honest conversations. And I think that's what I value the most with our friendship is like, if I'm going through some shit, I don't have to worry about you judging me. You're going to help me out of it first. And it might be afterwards, it might be like, hey, dipshit, this is what you did to get yourself in that situation. Yeah. But it's not judging you in the moment. It's helping you work through it so it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is like, I mean, I was giving you shit earlier about some stuff. Mm-hmm. Like, if I give you shit or if you give me shit, there is absolutely that understanding there that I'm not doing this to be an asshole. I'm doing this because I care about you and I want the best for you. Mm-hmm. And, this is just my input. Take it or leave it. There's a lot of honest conversation. It's not just... I don't think we've ever been surface level. It's not like, hey, how you doing? It's like you genuinely mean that. Yeah. So it's not like it's... There's no bullshit.
Yeah, like if either of us text the other like, hey, how's life? It's not like we could be sitting there drowning in what is life and be like, oh, no, I'm doing good. It's like, if I'm being honest, I'm fucking struggling right now. Yeah. And I think as little as we communicate in our like day-to-day, like we never talk like day-to-day, but like in the sporadic spurts that we do talk, it seems like we always seem to reach out to each other at the right time, where it's like, oh, dude, I needed you right now, and you just somehow appeared. And I don't know if that's some divine entanglement bullshit or what it is, but whatever it is, it seems to happen consistently to where it's like, oh shit, this is why we're so close. This is why we're the friends that we are. Yeah. And I think that's a really cool thing to have. That's not something. So it's talked about on my dad's episode, I guess 2 episodes ago. But about, you might not have a lot of friends, but the friends you have will fucking kill for you, right? And I feel like that's the level of friend we are. Like, hey, I'm in shit right now, or I'm in trouble, whatever it is, life, women, money, whatever it is. I'm here. I don't give a fuck what it is. Yeah. And I feel it's the same, and I don't know that there's a ton of people who have many of those people, unfortunately. No,
I really resonated with that when you talked about that with your dad. The older I get, not that I'm old, but the older I get, the more I realize, like, I have a lot more meaningful connections in my life than I do surface level stuff. Like, the surface level people, I don't think about you. No. But there is a smaller group of people that I genuinely care about and want to do well and really take interest in their lives and things, and of course you're a part of that. But it's just gotten small. Yeah. And I don't have a problem with it, but. Just the way life goes.
Yeah, it really is. Especially, like you said, the more we get, or the older we get, the more that happens, where you kind of get a little more picky with who you trust with certain things and who you can count on.
I think it's just patience. Yeah. I run out of patience. I really don't want to talk about surface level shit. Yeah. I don't want to pretend that I care about shit that I don't. Like, if I talk to somebody that's like, hey, I do underwater basket weaving. I don't give a shit. It's not my realm of expertise. But if you're a good person, yeah, I'll listen to you and everything. Like, I don't, you know me. I don't understand the whole social media thing. You're fucking great at it, and you're killing it. And you can talk to me about it, and I'll be interested in it because you're not a surface level person to me. Because I want what's best for you and stuff. But if I'm with the surface level people, I just don't care. Yeah. So I don't care to have those conversations at all. I'm just okay, cool. Yeah. I'm not being mean. I'm so tired of pretending to care, and I just don't.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I think that there's definitely... I mean, you almost have to get picky. Like, when you're younger, okay, going to Salzburg, right? Graduated with... What?
69.
60. I think 66 graduated. I think we had 69 who were supposed to graduate, but there was those couple...
You don't have that.
Didn't have that many big jobs. But that's my phrase of the day. I don't know why it keeps coming up, but I'm forcing it to come up.
I use it all the time, brother.
Yeah. But I mean, that's the biggest class in so many years, blah, 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 all that shit. But you have a lot more room to give a shit about people at that level.
Yeah.
And then when you get out to the real world, or you go out to college like we both did, you have to be more picky because you're running into, dozens, hundreds, thousands of people a day. And, well, I want to give a shit about everyone. I can't. Yeah. And you want to... Especially when you go through shit, or when you have gone through shit, you want to be there for the people you can. Mm-hmm. And I think both of us are the type where you want to be there for as many people as possible.
Yeah.
But there's definitely times where, I'm charged. I can feel, or I can feel that and produce that for 20 people. And there's other times where I got 3 people that I can help right now because I'm struggling myself.
Right.
And I think we're inside that super small group for each other where it's like, hey, I don't give a shit if I'm on empty. If you're going through it, I'm going through it with you.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think that's where a lot of people... I think it hurts a lot of feelings for people is like, hey, I want to help you. I don't have the charge for it right now.
Yeah.
And it sucks if you're not in that super inner circle.
Yeah.
I mean, there's times where, you might not have room for any single person. Doesn't matter who they are.
Well, I mean, even at that, you have to weigh the severity of the situation, too. Yeah. So, like, if you call me and you say, hey, like, man, I really fucking stubbed my toe today. I'm like, fucking bye. Like, like, come on, man. But... I care, obviously. Like, I don't want you to have a broken toe. I don't want you to be in pain, whatever. But, like, dude, come on.
If you call me with a broken toe, I'm going to laugh at you, just for the record. How'd you do that?
I'll call you and tell me, hey, I broke my fucking toe. Guess how I did it? And then that'll keep them interested.
Yeah, for sure. No, but yeah, I agree with that. You have to... The severity is definitely a large part of that. Because, like, okay, knowing someone's going to be able to get through something and not need you, especially when you have a limited amount of energy to give, is important. And I do think that with age comes a lot of, self-reflection and self-awareness to where it's like, hey, I can afford to give you some time. I can afford to give you some energy that I could use on myself to get me better, but... I also think, I don't know if this is the same for everyone or for you or what, but using my energy to help other people go through some shit gives me so much more energy. Like if I give you
it's easier, dude.
Yeah.
It's
really
so much easier to sit back and say, like, okay, this isn't affecting me, so I can look at it from a logical point of view where I can help this person get through this thing successfully. Now, when it's happening to you, it's harder. It's like, oh man, like I feel this type of way or I feel that type of way, and thinking logically is much harder to do.
Yeah.
So it helping other people is absolutely it's easier and it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it makes you feel good. So
it really does. All right, super quick pause. We're gonna throw our final 2 logs on for the episode. We had some logs in there to start. Thank you again, Taylor, John, and Noel. We're not going to make any more comments to my cousin, her husband, and new... What's a cousin? What's a cousin's daughter to me?
Second cousin.
Second cousin? The second cousin? Okay. And second cousin. who's less than maybe less than 6 months old now. Well, no.
I didn't say anything
December.
disparagingly. I just made a joke.
But thank you guys again. We're gonna
Sure, you're wonderful people.
We're gonna put your firewood on the fire. Firewood
Sure.
on the fire.
I'll fire my wood at you.
Jesus Christ. And now they're gonna hate that I said Jesus Christ. We're gonna put some sticks on, and we're gonna throw some pieces of wood that are too large for the fire pit.
It burned just the same. So
They gave. Never mind. I can't say that. Shit.
I won't. I'm done.
No, I was gonna say something too. I had a funny thing. Can't say it. All right. Firewood's on the fire, sticking out half the fire pit, but hopefully it covers up some of Bryce's upskirt. Okay. Back to serious. Actually, I need a sip of beer after that.
The beer's so good.
It is so good, and that was
so good.
That was hard work putting that firewood on there. Can you think back to a time where? Well, I guess I kind of already asked that. Well, what's a time where we had an interaction that I might have seen as insignificant, but actually made a big difference to you?
Not that you haven't made a big difference, but I just think it was obvious. You know, I really think that that's no detriment whatsoever to you or to the situation or anything. I just think that I don't have, like, when I'm with you, when I talk to you, I don't have to worry about how my message comes across. You get it? Mm. So I think with that level of understanding between the two of us, I really think that, you know, you just knew, you know what I mean? Like, I genuinely think that I don't think there's anything you didn't know about. I mean, being there, just being there, giving me advice, whatever, when I needed it, like, for sure. That helps tremendously. Like, I'm not downplaying that. It's just that I think you know. I hope you know. If you don't, now you do. But yeah, I just think we're very in tune, and like, you know when to rise to the occasion and when you don't have to put as much effort into it, and I have no complaints.
Yeah.
I hope I try to be the same way. I'm not very good at it, like I said, but I want to be there. Call me, text me, whatever. I'll come running. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. I think you're a much better friend than you give yourself credit for. I mean, obviously, I think every friendship is going to have those things where you're like, oh, this motherfucker. But for the most part, I think it's... Well, not even the most part. I mean, baseline, end of the day, I think you're a very good friend, and I value that very much.
Well, okay, I'll give you an example where I wasn't a good friend to you.
Okay.
When you started all this, I was like, that dumb motherfucker. What the fuck is he doing? I was like, dude's leaving a good job to go take pictures? What the fuck? Do that on the side. I did not support you. And I thought you were a stupid ass. But I'm sitting here under this kick-ass little tent in front of that kick-ass little fire and kick-ass McIntyre drinking kick-ass beer. And I'm like, fuck. I was wrong. He did the right thing. I should have supported you more from the beginning. I didn't. And I fucked up. And I will continue to support you for forever just because you're my friend. But even if you weren't my friend, I think this is fucking awesome. I think everything you're doing is fucking awesome. I think you got the right mindset about it. I was worried about you there for a while. He'll be fine. He's good.
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot.
Yeah.
I also, when I made the decision to stop and
I'm sure it was
do
hard.
pictures, I was also like, what the fuck am I doing? But I do think, and cheesy.
It wasn't just taking pictures. I'm totally downplaying that.
It did start as just taking pictures. It was
Well, that
photography.
was just the first thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it wasn't just taking pictures. Like,
Yeah.
and I didn't know how good he was at first either. And then I see his shit. I'm like, whoa. Yeah, it's good stuff. Good
Well,
stuff.
thank you. I appreciate that. I think that's natural. And I also think that's a part of being a good friend, is being like, hey, what the fuck are you doing? Like, if you legitimately disagree with something that someone else is doing in their life that affects their life,
Yeah.
letting them know, like, hey, what is this a good idea? Do we know what we're doing? Are we making educated decisions at least?
Yeah.
Like I'm not saying that all my decisions are perfectly thought through. I like to think I'm a pretty analytical guy where I weigh the pros and cons.
You do. Yeah.
But there's been some times where I've done some stuff that's like, is that analytically the most sound decision? No. But fuck it. I'm going to do it and I'm going to figure my shit out. And I do think, admittedly, that the reason I have the confidence to do that is because I have the people in my life, the friends, the family, to have as a support system.
Yeah.
Like, hey, shit hits the fan, I got some places to crash. I can go to Bryce's house. I go to mom and dad's house. I got a core of friends who, if I showed up at their house, bags in hand, like I have no place to go, they'd welcome me in with open arms and be like, hey, stay here as long as you need. And I feel like part of that is because they know I'm not the person who's gonna be like, oh yeah, let me crash here for the next 3 years. It's like, hey, let me get off my feet and get the fuck back rolling.
Yeah.
But I do think that that's part of the being a good friend and having that system.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, appreciate the support.
Oh yeah, I'm all in.
Yeah.
Big fan.
Well, just for the record, earlier today, and surprise to you, actually, by the time you're listening to this, it'll probably be launched, but we will be doing hats. And Bryce has so graciously, legally speaking, I believe, decided to be our first customer.
I am.
Unfortunately, before he said that, I did not tell him the price of those hats. So he's locked in. But you get the discount rate if you're listening to this and you subscribe on Patreon. So check out Patreon if you want to see the hat sales. And if you hear this soon enough, which again, they might already be out, if you subscribe on Patreon, you can vote on the design that we go with. Just saying.
Nice.
Yeah. So you should definitely sign up to Patreon. You can vote on there. But yeah, start
That
supporting.
ain't a bad idea.
Yeah. We do some cool shit on there.
I'm gonna vote.
Yeah, we get some. So they're called trail notes. So I basically do like a little summary of like different trips I go on, and like I'm trying to write, which is not my strong suit. I like write little like basically blog posts about my trips and stuff. I think they're good, but if you don't think they're actually, you need to go on there, subscribe, go on there, let me know how you think. If they're bad, tell me they're bad. If they're good, tell me they're good. Whatever it is. But yeah, I'll give you a free month for being on the podcast, and then after that you take my highest tier and you keep that for the next 16 months, and we'll call it even.
This motherfucker.
Yeah, I think a free month is worth it. That's a good start, right? But no, yeah. Shameless plugs.
If I could give you a piece of advice about writing from a guy who doesn't like to write,
Okay.
I write constantly.
Uh-huh.
That's 95% of my job, and I like it. The easiest thing for me to do, whether it was, I work in manufacturing, so if it's work instructions or if I'm writing like a report or something, it doesn't matter. The easiest thing for me to write is think about telling the story as you're watching the movie.
Okay.
Like it's hard to explain. Like, so when I get to write work instructions, I'll be like, okay, you gotta put this screw in this hole, and this hole goes over here, or whatever. But in my head, I'm playing the movie of what's happening.
Yeah.
And I'm just writing a summary. That's all it is. Mm-hmm. So when I kind of figured out to use it that way, because I'm not a writer by any means, and I don't write anything interesting. I write plain, boring shit. But to actually get the words out of my head onto the paper, or type them onto the computer. It's like take your emotions and everything out of it to a degree. Now you're writing more personal stuff, so I definitely keep your emotions into it. But like, kind of be analytical about it and say, you know, like, what are the important things? What is, how did I feel? What did it do for me? You know, that kind of stuff. And that really helped me write. You know, I noticed my writing going from, okay, take that screw that's over there to plug it in here. It's like, okay, what are we actually doing? It's like, we're going to take this screw, we're going to put it on the bit, we're going to, you know, start the thread. You know, it got more, the details came out when I started to look at it like that.
Yeah.
And I haven't read one yet. I don't know if that'll help you, but that helped me.
Yeah.
It really helped me.
You know, I love that advice. I was never a writer. I did not like writing. Through high school, I did not. Actually, I think it was my second semester freshman year, I had a writing class. Yeah, it was, because it was my college writing class. It was a night class. It was 4 hours, one night a week, for 8 weeks. We showed up. We were supposed to have like 8 people in the class. We were supposed to have 7 people in the class, which was the minimum. 3 people dropped out after the first week, so there was 4 of us. It was a 4-hour class. Wow. It was an adjunct professor from Duquesne who was coming to teach it, right?
Wow.
And he's like, okay, 4 hours, there's 4 of you. How about instead of doing a 4-hour class, I'll do an hour with each of you.
Oh, that's smart.
And that'll be it. Like, it'll be more personal, it'll be more like impactful, it'll be all the things.
Great idea.
I started that class. I hated writing. I was not good at it, at least in my eyes. And well, I guess technically grade-wise too, I was not good at it. And similarly to what you're saying, he kind of walked me through something that could, like, it's just a different perspective that could make you write better. And writing turned into one of my favorite things to do for a little while, where it was like, oh shit, like, I like this, and I'm good at, I like things I'm good at, so like that kind of, you know, tweaks it a little bit. But I got good at it, and I started getting good grades in it. I started telling good stories. I started making people emotional with my words, which was something that I'd never done before. Right. But it was really cool. Like, hey, like if I can write something on paper that gives you goosebumps, that's pretty cool. So
totally.
That's kind of my goal with the whole, like, the Patreon stuff is more of my personal writing. We also have Substack, which is like a summary of like the podcast stuff and some more like in-depth questions and stories related to the podcast. So if you like writing, shameless plug, check those things out. Carla also does 99.9% of the work for all of the Substack stuff. So if you check that out, say fuck you, Carla, but then also say nice things about Carla's writing. But yeah, no, I think that the
I'll testify in the case if you kill him.
I appreciate it.
On your behalf.
Thank you.
Yeah,
I will.
I'm gonna have to put that mic in there so we have volume on her saying thank you and all this stuff. You guys are just making more work for me over here.
Good for you.
Yeah.
It's more entertaining.
Well,
we're engaging more.
You're not entertained. All right, I'm gonna drink more of this beer. This is the last bit we got, by the way.
I know. I'm trying to not suck it up.
I mean, you can drink it as fast as you want. There's just not gonna be anything left, and we're gonna have to finish these to do our toast. So you know. Just saying.
So when I finish that beforehand, are you gonna make me like lick the glass or something?
Yeah. I was gonna fill it with Creek water and hope that gets the alcohol taste in there. All right. Super quick. Pause. Time check.
34 minutes.
Cool. So we got plenty of time. We'll probably go for another 20 minutes or so.
Okay. Whatever, dude.
And we're back. No, that's
I have a stick.
That's a nice stick. I like that boulder. That's a nice boulder.
Pioneers used to ride those for miles.
It's not just a pebble, it's a rock. There's so many quotes right now. Okay. So Bryce, tell me about something. Is there anything you're going through right now that I don't know about?
Nah.
All the same shit.
It's pretty much the same shit, dude.
Yeah. Is there any... I feel like it's kind of the same question. No, nothing that... Is there any way that I could be a better friend to you in the coming weeks, months, whatever?
No.
The same shit?
I'm sorry. I know this is great podcast material, but nah, you're pretty good, brother. I got no complaints. I got nothing big going on, nothing like that. Just living life one day at a time, figuring it out as we go along. That's about it.
Would you say, what's one piece of advice you have to other people out there who have a friend, or maybe have a best friend, or just someone that they can rely on to keep that connection and that bond?
Be there, support. If they're there for you, you got to be there for them at the end of the day. And if you're not there for them, and you're not as supportive as you need to be for them, and I said that specifically, as you need to be. It's not as much as you want to be. You need to be as big of a support system to them as they are to you. If you want them to drop everything at the drop of a hat and come and help you out, you got to be willing to do the same thing. And it's not like a tit for tat thing. Like sometimes I'm going to need a little more than he's going to need. He's going to need a little more than I'm going to need. That's fine. But if you value that friendship and you value the connection, you got to be willing to do what you got to do. And, also, there's a flip side of that. I know some relationships, like, I don't have any of them. I mean, honestly, I'm not pretty good. But sometimes in life, like, if you're not receiving what you need from somebody and you're the one that's given 110%, sometimes that's the time to reevaluate that friendship. Not saying get rid of them, but maybe have a conversation. Maybe have like a, hey man, like I need you and you're not there. Kind of conversation there. Mm-hmm. But that the give and get from a relationship needs to be at the end of the day 50-50. Mm-hmm. Maybe not at the moment, but at the end of the day 50-50. And make sure you have that in every relationship you have, whether that be with a significant other, whether that be with a friend, whether that be with a coworker or a boss or any of that. Make sure that they're giving to you what you're giving to them.
I like that. I would like to add to it and see your opinion on this also. I think when you start keeping track of what they're giving to you is when you should start to reflect. Because it's not, I can't control what you give to me, right? Mm-hmm. I can only control what I give to you.
Right.
And there's going to be a time where, I need more, you need more, whatever it might be. But if I'm sitting here keeping track and I'm like, well, you know what? Bryce hasn't reached out to me in a long time. I've needed him a couple times. He hasn't been there. And then you reach out to me and you need help. And I'm like, well, it's not my fucking turn. You're supposed to be there for me. That's not a good friend.
No, that's not what you want to do. What I'm talking about is when you're sitting there and you're like you regret to talk to that person and you feel that like the air gets sucked out of you where you're like, this motherfucker again? And it's like every time you fucking talk to that guy, he's just asking me to do something. Mm. Like that, when you start to have that feeling is what I'm talking about on reevaluating. If it's like, Mitchell didn't call me this week, I had a rough week at work. Get the fuck over it. Yeah. But, if it's like, if the person feels like more of a drain on your life than a addition to your life, that's when it's time to reevaluate, in my opinion.
No.
Yeah.
I like that. I do think, I also, and I'm agreeing and adding to on this, so I'm not trying to take away. I think the point when you have that epiphany is to have that conversation.
Yeah.
Like
that's a good trigger.
It might not be like a okay, well, let's cut this person out of my life. Let's move on.
No, I'm not saying do that.
Yeah,
either.
It's to have that conversation. Let that person know, like, hey, like I love you, but I need to feel. I need to feel more the reflection. Yeah. Because I mean, if it feels like you're saying like that, what's this motherfucker need? Take.
Yeah.
You don't want to interact with them.
No.
So having friends that you want in your life feel that way about you is not good.
No.
And I do think that the reason that you feel the way that you do about the relationships you do have is because you have such a short fuse with the people who don't. You have a high standard for you're fortunate like I am to have a really great family who, you might not get along all the same time, but like at the end of the day, they'll fucking kill for you.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
saying that hypothetically, but also like kind of literally. But no, to have that high of a standard makes you cut people out really quick. Like, hey, if this person over here is gonna be there,
I was gonna
no
say,
matter what.
you pointing at her? She's fantastic.
Well, she is fantastic.
You gestured in that direction. You fucking better not.
I was saying this leaf
I
right
got you,
here,
man, girl.
but Carla does fall into this category. I will deny that everywhere else, I guess. This should have been a bonus episode
I
thing.
really love these podcast episodes. I'm getting so hyped up.
Yeah, for real.
You do a great job.
No, but like if you have these people who set the standards so high, like hey, I'm there. It doesn't matter. You don't have to ask.
Yeah,
You
it's
saw I'm
like being
struggling.
fucking spoiled.
Yeah.
You're spoiled with the great relationships that you start out with, and you're like, oh, this fucking dude don't give a shit about me. And it could be, 1 or 2 times even when you really needed them, and they didn't come through, and you're like, oh, fuck them.
Yeah.
It's
It gets you a short fuse, and because you have such a short fuse with people, I don't know if fuse is the right word, but like
tolerance.
Yeah. If you have such a small tolerance, and like, okay, you're not cutting the standard, you're not meeting the standard, you're not cutting it. I'm not gonna spend my energy on you if it's not something that I feel is reciprocated.
Yeah.
And it almost sounds like a selfish way to say it, because it's like, well, if you're not giving it to me, I'm not giving it to you.
There's no way to make that sound good. But
yeah, but you get what I'm saying.
When you've been in a situation like that, where, like I said, right now I'm awesome. Everything's great.
Mm-hmm.
But in the past, I've had relationships with people where it's like, hey, I need you to do this. Hey, I need you to do that. Hey, I need you to do this. Hey, I need you to do that. And it's like, all right, I got you. And then when you feel that for the first time, you're like, I get what they're saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're not being selfish. You're taking care of yourself.
Yeah.
It's not a selfish thing. Now, like a good example too, it's something to be aware of when that's the case. You've never held it against me, to mine. You might have bitched about me a time or two, and that's fine. But when life would happen, say work got busy or shit was going on with the family or whatever, you never held it against me. Like, he's got shit. Like,
No.
You weren't worrying about tit for tat. You're worrying about me getting through that situation. And the same thing with you. I was worried, like, when your grandpa passed away. I might not have been there physically. God damn it that I didn't think about you every day. Because I've been through that, and it fucking sucks. Yeah. And I just wanted to be ready. I was ready.
Yeah.
You need me. You tell me. Let's go. So that's kind of how I handle things, because that's just how I want people to handle things with me.
Yeah.
I don't want you up my ass, but I want you ready.
Yeah.
So you kind of get away. This is such a complex subject that you kind of get away all these different things into consideration. And I mean, sometimes you have to be willing to accept that you're wrong too.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, fuck, Mitchell hasn't reached out to me in 2 months. He's going through some shit. Fucking calm down. Like, you need to be willing to look at yourself and say that to yourself, so that you're like, oh, he's busy. He has his own shit to deal with. Now's not the time to bother him.
Yeah.
Maybe now's the time to bury your own shit and temporarily always deal with your shit.
Yeah.
But go help Mitch out. You really got to be able to evaluate all these nuances and all these different situations to really navigate this kind of issue.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I feel like I keep saying this a lot, which I don't know how I feel about it, but I agree. To add to it, I think a lot, for me at least, a lot of that like that self-check is, okay, how do I want to be treated as a friend versus how does this person need me to show up as a friend?
yes,
And I think that's given me quite a few eye-opening situations where it's like, I thought I was being a really good friend, but I wasn't reaching out once a month to say hi. And for you, that doesn't matter. And now I know that, right? But there was a while where, even I was like, well, are we even still fucking friends? It's been like 6 months since we've talked. It's been like a year since we talked. But like there, and I'm not saying this obviously now, but like there's been large spans of time where we haven't conversed at all. But
now, and that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know specifics, even for our situation, because something pulled me in this direction, something pulled you in that direction, and that's fine. And like, you got to know that relationship that you have with that friend. Like, I don't expect shit from you. I'm not saying that derogatorily. Like, I'm just saying, like, I don't need you to call me every day. I don't need you to be up my ass. I need you to be there generally. Yeah. And like, just because I don't talk to you doesn't mean anything's changed. Yeah. Usually it means I'm fucking dealing with some shit, busy shit you don't gotta worry about. It's nothing crazy. It's just fucking life. Yeah. And, but with that being said, sometimes when you have a friendship, not everybody's like that, to where, we can just pick up, like, we saw each other yesterday. Yeah. Not everybody's like that. You got to know your friend, as well as knowing the situation and all that fun jazz. Yeah. So.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm good at this.
Yeah, sometimes. No, I do think that's, it simplifies it to the nth degree, really. Like, be there. Be the type of friend that you know they need, not necessarily the type of friend that you want. Right. I think is how I would simplify it. Because there are times, like, and this isn't the case with you, because we both kind of want the same thing. Like, hey, if I need something, I know I can reach out, and it's good. I don't need I don't need the reassurance, the constant back and forth. But there are friends that I have where it's like, hey, like, you haven't checked in, are we still friends? And I dislike that people think that way, but I understand it. Like, hey, we haven't seen each other in 8 months, 9 months, a year, 2 years. Like, if you show up on my doorstep, if we're friends, you show up on my doorstep now and you need something, I'm there. Yeah. And I think having that as your standard for friend is, why would you not? Like, why are you wasting energy on people who wouldn't really have your back if you need it? What? Okay, energy is maybe not the best word, because I think it is important to give people some energy and give people some, like, help when they need it, even if it's costing you some of your energy. But this
is a tough subject to navigate.
It is.
Yeah.
I don't get. I don't know how to articulate it, really. Put it. All these ways sound almost selfish.
All right, state them selfishly, but clarify.
Okay, so to start, to be a good friend, you have to start at baseline with what you want out of another friend, right? So you have to know, okay, me and Bryce are friends. If I need something, I need to know that Bryce is going to be there regardless of what it is. Not to question me, not to doubt me, to be there, get me through it, and then after to reflect. Okay? At baseline, if that's how you're thinking, I think it can be perceived, thank you, as like, oh, well, you just expect that from your friends. It's like, well, yeah, I'm expecting that. That's what I'm looking for, but that's also what I'm expecting out of me. And I think when you take all the things that you want out of all your friends and you start putting those as expectations for yourself, is when you become the best friend you can be. Like, okay, I'm going to be there when Bryce needs me. Sometimes I don't want to talk to. Sometimes I would really like someone to reach out and be like, hey, how you doing? Like, it's been a minute, I've been thinking about you. That was never my thing, but I have a lot of friends now who are like that. Like, hey, just want to check in. And I see them want that, and now I expect it out of me to provide that. And I think it's made me a lot better of a friend to a lot more people. And I'm not saying you need to spread yourself thin and do all the things, but when you have the energy to send that, hey, I was thinking about you. I send, hey, I'm thinking about you text like 3 times a week. Like, people I haven't seen in months, people I see post on Instagram, and it's like, hey, that looks like a cool trip. I hope you had a great time.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's a level there where it's like, hey, you want to let them know, but you also like, okay, someone's on a trip, you're not going to like take away from the trip, but like, hey, that looked really cool. I hope you had a good time, or like safe travels, whatever it might be.
Yeah.
But some boiled it down to the most simplistic. I think looking at the things that you expect of others and that others expect of you, I guess, and then putting that back on yourself makes you the best friend you can be.
I like that. I really like that.
Very complicated way of getting there, but we got there.
No, we got there. We got there. Yeah. I like that a lot. No, you got me thinking though. I know one of the things I struggle with just as a human being is self-accountability. Piss poor at it. But yeah, that's I see what you're saying. I'm with you.
I think that's... I almost do that to a fault, I think. Like, you could fuck me over, and I'm looking at it like, how could I have done better? And I think it's a toxic trait, but I think it also makes you 10 times better of a person when you stop looking at, oh, well, why didn't this person do this? And you think of, well, why was I relying on that person to do that when I could have done it? Or why was I giving so much to that person when I should have kept that for others or myself or whatever it might be?
Yeah, some of the things that like I've in that vein, usage of friendship vein, I've struggled with is I always reach out a little too late, just to see here, like. If something happens and I'm going through it, like, I'll be deep in it before I'm like, shit. Maybe I need some backup here. But generally speaking, I try not to bother a lot of people about a lot of things. I'm way more likely to ask a quick question, like, hey, what do you think about this? Cool. Yeah. See ya. But then, like, let's have a conversation about the state of tea in China. Something more complicated.
Yeah.
So.
I respect that. I mean, even just asking that simple question can reconnect and it can establish stuff. So.
Yeah, I mean, one thing you got... We just gave you all this advice and, our general outlook on things. It's really hard to do all that shit. It's super hard. Mm-hmm. It's no doubt in my mind I'll struggle with it for the rest of my life. And, it's much easier to give advice than take your own, too. So,
yeah, sure shit is.
Yeah. But, no, yeah. This was a little deeper one, isn't it?
It was. It was supposed to be. Balls deep, according to you.
I did say balls deep.
No. Yeah, I also think you were still referring to my cousin, her husband, and my second cousin now.
I am saying nothing about your cousins and their husbands and...
This fucking guy.
Whatever.
Super quick time check. Carla, where are we at?
We're basically at an hour.
Okay, cool. Well, I think that should probably be the end of it. We're going to do a bonus episode. I have at least one deep question. We're going to see how long that goes for Bryce, but we're going to do that in our bonus episode. It's going to be a little more... so June is Mental Health Awareness Month.
Okay.
I'm not super huge on doing things dedicated to that, but I believe it's actually Men's Mental Health Awareness Month.
Oh, is it?
Which is something that matters a lot to me, and I would like to talk about it a little bit. So we're going to do some mental health stuff, even though by the time this comes out, it's going to be past that. I never think there's a bad time to talk about men's mental health in general, or just your mental health as a person, whatever it is, talk about it. There's always a solution, even if you can't see one. So, I was going to say we have to finish our beers, but you just did that, didn't you? Nice. I'm going to finish my beer.
I always come early.
we're going to do an outro toast, and then we're going to do our bonus episode. So again, if you'd like to see that bonus episode, check it out on Substack. It's the only place you can see it. It's where we're a lot more deep, vulnerable, all of those fun things that aren't fun things at all, at least for me. Carla loves it. Apparently some of you guys love it. But yeah, so that'll be the place to see some of the more vulnerable topics, including this mental health discussion. So, I'm going to finish my beer now. I don't know what Bryce is doing in the side over here. Carla's laughing. I'm talking. I don't know what's happening. For those of you listening, I'm about to chug this beer. I forgot to breathe. Even really warm, that's really good.
I had no gripes about that at all. It was a really good beer.
All right, now we got to do our toast one more time. You're staying for a little while before you drive home, right?
Of course, Pennsylvania State Police. I don't know, I'm so fat. Thanks a lot, though.
Shit. All right, you got to do the toast this time.
Gunpowder and pussy, love the taste and smell or something.
Okay, if we're going to do it, we have to at least say it right.
I always fuck it up.
Okay, to gunpowder and pussy, live by one, die by the other, love the smell of both. What a great non-serious way to end that fucking serious conversation.
That's so good.
It is really good. I'd like an old-fashioned with that, I think.
You think?
I do.
I could drink that straight.
I mean, same, but I would also be curious. Okay, so that is all we have for today's episode. Again, sitting in front of a solo stove, sitting on some Cliq Chairs, classic 2.0s, drinking some Brew Bank Andy Shandy, stopping Ridgeway, Pennsylvania to see them, and shooting some Elijah Craig small batch whiskey. That's all we got for today. We're going to do the piece, not the other one. If they want to see the other one, they have to go to Substack to see the thing. Yeah, we'll do that again. We'll do it better next time, too.
Yeah.
But until next time, I appreciate you. Peace.